We're officially 97 days away from the MLB Draft, but that doesn't mean we're going to stop and rest on our laurels. We need to hit scouting really, really hard this season, right here, right now, because it's a very important draft, guys. Welcome back to the Colorado Rockies franchise. Big episode here today. We've, of course, got scouting that we're going to move through. I've got a lot of simulation that we're going to do. We've got Jose Quintana's first start as a Rocky in Coors Field, taking on the first place AL Central Tigers. If he pitches well in gameplay and in sim, maybe potentially we'll be able to move on from him at the deadline, move him for some prospects and some nice pieces for our franchise. So let's dive in to the scouting. Juan Nava, 19 years old, 6'3", 3-pitch pitcher, only 30% scouted. Same thing here with Felipe Luis, 3-pitch pitcher. I like guys with a little bit more of a repertoire, you know? You gotta be able to kind of work through a lineup through 5, maybe 6 innings as a starter. So you need a wide array of pitches and pitch types for you to work through those lineups. If you're messing with 3 pitches, you're gonna get predictable, which is kind of why I really like Sammy Moreno at 18 years old. He's a 5-pitch pitcher. He's got some decent size to him too. Ricky Ibar, 15th ranked on our board, except we need to know a little bit more about him. Only 46% scouted. 6'5", 219 from Venezuela. That guy looks pretty good too. Steven Papp, another guy that I've got my eye on. Monty Vargas, Rocky Rodriguez. Hard not to like a guy with 4 pitches. He's got some size. His name's Rocky. Like, we have to draft that guy, don't we? He would be perfect for branding. So we're going to put Adrian Gonzalez, Juan Nava up on our board, and then we're also going to scout the catching position because I'm not really too keen. I'm not too high on our catching depth in our organization. Brenton Doyle is going to be out for a couple of weeks, so that opens up a door for Jose Quintana to get up on the 40-man roster. He's been pitching well down in AAA, 5-1 record, over 40 innings pitched. I think he's done enough work, don't you think? So in order to make room for Quintana, we are going to put Antonio Senzatella on waivers. We're going to move him off of the 40-man roster, put Quintana on, so then he can be on our 26-man roster. With that decision, now we have 14 pitchers, because they're still counting Senzatella on the 26-man roster, even though he's passing through waivers right now. It's like a kidney stone. He's passing through waivers. Oh, God. So we got to make room for him somehow, some way. We got to get to 13. And I'm looking at Kyle Freeland. He has not been pitching very good, but the only saving grace for him is that he's a left-handed pitcher. He's a left-handed arm that can be moved to the bullpen. So that sucks for Jake Woodford. He's got to get the call down. 9 walks, 9 strikeouts. Just hasn't been impressive, has not been performing to the level that I wish that he had. If he was a left-hander, then maybe we have a debate. But, you know, we really need another left-handed arm in the bullpen. So, of course, with Brenton Doyle's injury, now we need another outfielder. And I'm looking at Yanquiel Fernandez. I'm getting kind of hyped up about his youth and his potential. But we're looking for a Band-Aid. We're not looking for a long-term solution to fix this missing piece in the outfield. So we're going to call up Sean Bouchard, again, because I'm not worried about his options. I'm worried about Fernandez's options. We can waste Bouchard's options. He's not a guy that have a long-term plan for using him. So let's get into the gameplay, guys. We got Tarek Skubal taking on Jose Quintana. Rockies are in the middle of a 7-game losing streak, and it's literally a flip of records. We are 10-24. The Tigers are in first place at 25-10. We're in last place in the NL West. No surprise, right? Well, let's get into action. We got Quintana on the mound, 10-10 last season. First batter up is Zach McKinstry. He will pop up to Tovar at short. 1 away, Mike Tauchman. Fly ball to center field. Greg Jones is there. 2 up, 2 down for Quintana. Looking good. Again, he's not going to be a strikeout guy. So we're looking to put the ball in play. Walks are not going to help. We need the ball in play, on the ground, get the defense moving a little bit. 3-2 pitch here to Spencer Torkelson. You got to be careful with him. Coors Field, you got to be careful with him. He can get a hold of one, but that'll be back-to-back walks. So no harm, no foul yet. We got to get Colt Keith. Quintana does just that. Ground ball here to Tolia. He'll make the nice play at first to end the first inning. Let's go bottom 1. We got Tarek Skubal, last year's Cy Young Award winner. Having a very Tarek Skubal type of season across 47 1/3 innings pitched. Got about 42 strikeouts, so he's still pitching very, very well. Got the strikeout pitch working for him this season. Javi Baez making a nice play at shortstop. This Tigers team seems like they've got it put all together. Javi's playing some good defense. His batting average isn't terrible anymore. It's a solid team. It's a very solid team. There's no wonder why they're 25-10 heading into this matchup. Tovar goes down swinging, and it took Skubal 7 pitches to get through the first. Meanwhile, it took Quintana 28 pitches to get through the first. First pitch hacking is Parker Meadows. Sending a long fly ball out there to Sean Bouchard. He'll make the grab for the first out in the second inning. Quintana looking to be a little bit more efficient with his pitch count. Jake Rogers, deep drive to left field. Nolan Jones is there at the track to make the catch. You know, again, I comment on Nolan Jones often. I'm like, you know what, he's been such an adventure out there in left field, but he made a really nice play on a hard-hit baseball by Jake Rogers. Hot shot there to Tyro Estrada. He'll take care of Andy Ibanez. Let's go bottom 2 with 1 down. Kyle Farmer draws a walk. Skubal doesn't offer many free passes. He's also got Ryan McMahon in a 3-1 count right here. We'll see if we can get back-to-back walks. That was a very, very borderline pitch. But now's our chance. Now's our moment. 2 straight walks. Nolan Jones stepping up, and he flies out. Can we come up with a clutch hit, please? Can somebody do it? Get out to an early lead against one of the best pitchers in the game. Jacob Stallings ground ball here to second. McKinstry's got it. Inning over. That sucks. You're not going to get that many opportunities against a guy like Skubal. Just not going to happen. Quintana gives up a base hit to the 9-hole hitter, Javi Baez. He had 2 strikes on him, and he was able to hang in there on the off-speed pitch. Get a hard hit single. Hot shot ground ball here to Tolia. And speaking of Javi Baez, McKinstry could have done a Javi Baez with the Cubs and Pirates situation there. Running backward, back to home plate. But Tolia, I don't know why he just didn't tag the bag. Doesn't make any sense. But ground ball here will make the play. And then Riley Green steps up. We were just almost out of this inning. Full count pitch. And Green sends it all the way to the wall. A 2-out RBI double for Riley Green. And the Tigers aren't even done yet. They've got their next hitter coming up. And it's Spencer Torkelson, 235 batting average this season. Long fly ball, line drive to center field, but Greg Jones is there. Lucky for Quintana, the damage was just limited to 1. And you can see that we can't really give up 1 run. Out of the 7 losses on our 7-game losing streak, we have 5 games that we've scored 1 run. And as you guys know, this was all done in simulation. This wasn't me playing the game, so our offense in-game and our offense in sim is really, really struggling. But Sean Bouchard starts us off here, actually with 2 outs, no less. A 2-out double. And then Tovar promptly swings at the first pitch. He can't handle it. It's a fly ball out there to center. That's going to do it for the Rockies, bottom of the 3rd. Jake Rogers steps up here with 2 down, and Quintana, again, clean inning for Quintana. He's only given up the 1 earned run, thanks to the RBI double by Riley Green. Let's go bottom 4th, and Michael Tolia, deep drive, but not even at the track, not even at the warning track. And look, what does the guy have to do? Good timing, inside circle change, and we can't get a base hit off of that. Skubal fields his position nicely, tosses out Kyle Farmer. Little tapper there down the line. Great play. Ryan McMahon, full count pitch. Little weak ground ball up the middle, but McKinstry dove a little too early. But we got the good timing there. I will take that. I just wish that Tolia good timing line drive was an extra base hit rather than an out. 2-2 pitch here, Nolan Jones. Got him. Knuckle curveball. Way too slow. Thought it might have been a slider, and yet again, the Rockies offense still struggling. Yeah. You just can't give up 1 run. You can't give up 2 runs. Solo shot by Andy Ibanez. Left-handed pitching killer, Andy Ibanez. Of course, Quintana a little bit upset at himself for giving up a really good pitch to hit for Ibanez, and he hits it right off of the foul ball. So it's got a little extra flair on the homer. Top 5th, 2 outs. Jones trying to make a diving play. Nolan Jones didn't cut the ball off. Luckily for us, Talkman's only going to get to second base, so a 2-out double. Quintana's got to shut down Riley Green next. He hasn't been able to do it all game long until now. Tyro Estrada. Nice play. Beautiful play up the middle. We'll get another look at it here. Estrada, he's really struggling with the stick, but his leather, his glove, has been amazing so far this year. We saw it early in the spring. Now he's making plays like this. It's been a beautiful thing to see. But we need him to hit. We need him to hit. We got to get him upwards of the 180 or 190 batting average that he's got right now. It's not good. So the Rockies offense yet again struggles against Skubal. We still can't figure him out. Let's go to the top of the 6th inning. Still 2-0 game. Victor Vodnik replaces Jose Quintana. I thought he pitched really well. Didn't qualify for the quality start, but pitched well enough to qualify for a win. Unfortunately for our Rockies, just again can't get the offense moving. No run support for Quintana today. Well, Bouchard flies out, and then Tovar with 1 down. That's what we wanted to see, guys. Tarek Skubal's day is done. Now's the time to attack the Tigers relievers. We got Bo Brisk on the mound. Tolia had a really good pitch to hit, and we got the good timing yet again. But the player ratings matter when you're working with timing hitting. Tolia can't make good contact. He pops it up. Kyle Farmer just a little bit early. He flies out to center field. Rockies, bottom of the 6th, is done. Again, our offense still continuing to struggle. So we're going to now call on Scott Alexander across 15 1/3 innings. Pitch, he's been pretty darn good, but Nolan Jones doesn't help him out there in left field. I swear to God, I'm done with him in left field. He has to move to right. He's got to be a right fielder. We have to fix the outfield going into the offseason, or even at the trade deadline. What a play by McMahon. Maybe third base is not an area that we need to fix. If we're talking left side of the field on defense, it's mostly the outfield. Ryan McMahon looks pretty darn good out there, man. Made some really nice plays in the last couple of days. It's been a beautiful thing to see. However, Tyro Estrada can't get a good read on this one. Spencer Torkelson, base hit, RBI single, 3-0 Tigers. It doesn't look like they're done quite yet. We like the lefty-lefty matchups that were upcoming, but this base hit right past Tovar. Colt Keith gets a knock. We'll see the number 6 hole hitter coming up, and that's Parker Meadows. Again, a lefty-lefty matchup here with Alexander, but that one's going to be right through the Tony Gwynn hole, the 5.5 hole, as they like to call it. Nice throw coming in from Nolan Jones. Bases juiced, only with 1 out. So Bud Black comes out and says, that's not what we wanted you to do, Scotty. Wanted you to face off against those lefties and get them out, and you did not do it. So we're going to call on recently called up Diego Castillo across 7 games in 2024. Actually pitched pretty nicely, but gives up a base hit. He had 1 strike on Jake Rogers, and I think he caught too much of the plate. Rogers made a good swing on it. Those 2 runs are going to go on to Scott Alexander's account. Diego Castillo gives up the 2 runs. Javi Baez, ground ball, hot shot to Estrada. Yet again makes a nice diving play to stop Detroit from getting yet again another run. Would have been 6-0 if Estrada doesn't make that play. But the Tigers brought the bats today. The Rockies did not. And it equals a loss. Yet again another loss. We moved to 10-25 on the season. That's a lot of losses. That's a lot of losses. The Tigers moved to 26-10. Rockies' struggles continue to mount. That is not a mountain joke for the Rocky Mountain State. That's just a saying. The problems are beginning to pile up. But we do end up winning the series, which is kind of surprising. Marquez got a victory in game number 2, and we also got a Scott Alexander victory there in game number 3. So now we shift our focus a little bit further into scouting. And as we're making some progress here on Juan Nava up to 65%, Adrian Gonzalez up to 75%, I actually feel pretty good about those guys as it is right now. So I think maybe we might want to shift somebody else into those slots. And I'm thinking maybe we focus again on pitchers. Because again, I'm looking at Felipe Luis, Sammy Moreno, Freddie Tompkins, we've got up to 90%. Jermaine McClendon, just in case he falls. Right now, he's projected as one of the top 3 draft picks. So, we've actually got him ranked at number 6. MLB rank is actually number 2. So we're going to put Sammy Moreno up on our board. We're going to keep Juan Nava up there. And now that we've advanced a week, Moreno's up to 80%. Nava's up to 90%. But looking at Nava's potential, I think that's the biggest thing for me. At 78 to 90 plus. That's a pretty good spot to be. Same thing here with Sammy Moreno. He's now up to 80%. So he's between a high C and a mid A. So I really like him. He could be potentially like a B, maybe a low A potential player. So the range is what you got to look at. That's what we're trying to identify here. What is his floor? What's his ceiling as far as potential and overall is concerned? And do you take a gamble that he's not going to be a C potential? That's the thing about MLB The Show's draft. You never know if you're going to end up getting a bust. The guy could be a C potential. Sammy Moreno could end up turning into being a C potential player, which all indications are that he's probably not going to do that. We did have a better month of May. We go 14-14. So 500 level baseball for the month of May. I will take that considering where we were at 10-25. Not a very good spot. As we are now in the month of June, we got Kyle Griffith up on our board. Stephen Papp, guy that I know in my Discord, a lot of people were talking about Stephen Papp as a potential draft pick. Although the thing with Papp is that draft rank, he's 18th for us. We got the number 4 overall pick. I really don't want to reach on a guy, especially when you're working with like A potentials in those top 5 picks. That's just not a spot that I really want to take a gamble on a guy. Alex Montanez, his potential is interesting to me. The overall rating is a little low, from 39 to 66, but he's interesting. So I want to know a little bit more about him. As we advance one more week, kind of want to get a better idea about our catchers in this pool. If there's anybody out there that can hit a little bit, but I'm mostly focused on the defensive side for our catchers, and nothing's really popping out to me, at least in the early going. How about second baseman, maybe some shortstops here? We're starting to get into about a month left of actual scouting, so really want to kind of round this out as we're starting to get really familiar with our starting pitchers. But this second baseman here, Wade Hayfie, is a guy that I kind of want to put up on our board. So now we're looking at Hayfie, Griffith, who's a shortstop, and then Alex Montanez as a starting pitcher. And then Kyle Griffith actually doesn't look too bad. He looks up like a pretty good player, but currently rated 14th on our draft board. And then you got Montanez rated 21st on our draft board. So I'm kind of hoping at this point that Griffith and Montanez will then be available in round number 2 for us to kind of decide upon. Then you got Wade Hayfie here, who's kind of like a poor man's Kyle Griffith. He does kind of the same things. He's a good fielder, got some good arm strength, good arm accuracy, some speed, but really the offensive side is a little lacking. The month of June was not as kind to us as the month of May was, guys. We go 10-15 in the month of June, and to start out July, we've got 3 wins prior to the draft. So it's not looking hot for our Rockies. We're sitting there at 37-56. Ouch. 19 games under 500. And as we get a quick look across the standings, I don't think it's anybody's surprise that we're in last place in the NL West. We're hitting 225 as a team and a 364 slugging with a 300 on-base percentage. Not good, man. Not good. Our offense is really, really struggling. In fact, our pitching staff is struggling too, with a 4.21 ERA. And you look across the league, teams like the Mets have a 4.5 ERA. The Nationals with a 4.3 ERA. The Angels probably have the worst team ERA across the majors with a 4.76. But yeah, there's just a lot of other teams that have a better ERA than we do at a 4.21. We have one of the worst, and which isn't really much of a surprise either because the Coors Field factor, right? Which leads us to the trading block, because things have to change. We have to make moves. We have to ship out all of these veterans that we don't really have any plans for, that maybe potentially some playoff teams might find value in. So we're going to put Kyle Farmer up on the board, Tyro Estrada, Quintana, even Ryan McMahon and Kyle Freeland. And I'm sure that there's a lot of Rockies fans out there that might be watching this series that really wished that those 2 guys were a part of our rebuild. But honestly, it just makes the most sense to move on from them. They're never going to have as much value as they are right here, right now. So you might as well just go out and go get something for them before they just kind of lay waste on your bench eventually, now that we're trying to get better, right? So All-Star Game coming up here after the MLB Draft, and I just kind of wanted to give you guys a lay of the land, see how other players are performing, and really what classifies as an All-Star. What are the statistics that we're shooting for, that we're trying to get some of our Rockies players to be represented in the All-Star Game? Jake Bird is our only All-Star right now, at least right now. I think Tovar is up on the shortstop list, but we'll see all that in just a moment. Adrian Del Castillo, guy that raked, that hit us hard in spring training. He's doing amazing as a youngster for the Diamondbacks. You got Matt Chapman up there at third base, shortstops. Saw that list there with Trey Turner leading the way, Jackson Merrill, up to an 89 overall. He's a one-year pro. He was a rookie last year. Just kind of crazy. Awards races. Shohei Ohtani is in first place, no surprise. Matt Chapman in third. That is kind of a surprise. The NL West is just loaded, guys. That's really what I'm getting at here. The NL West is chocked full of great players having really good seasons, and it's going to be that way for years to come. I don't know if you saw this, by the way. Marcell Ozuna is in second place in the NL MVP vote, which is nuts to me. I mean, he's a great player, but he's very, very streaky. So we'll see at the end of the year if he's going to stay consistent enough. I just don't think that's really a part of his game. Like, he's just a very inconsistent player. Maybe I'm wrong for 2025, but we'll see. Gold Glove Award winners here. I'm just kind of scrolling through again, kind of giving you guys a lay of the land. Thairo Estrada, 995. Fielding percentage at second base. That's pretty good. Pretty good, all things considered. But, of course, the problem with Estrada is the offense. The dude's hitting under 200. So I'm looking to move on from him. So, guys, that's it for the video. Leave a like if you like this thing. Next time I see you, we'll be getting into the MLB Draft, and we have the number 4 pick in the draft. I'd love for you guys to be able to give me your comments on players that you like, maybe players that you think that I should consider taking in our draft. Again, we have the number 4 overall pick, so that's pretty important. I personally don't want to reach, but if you feel strongly about a guy that might be in those teens and 20s, like maybe that Freddie Tompkins guy, maybe then we make the decision to make that move. But I'm anxious to hear your guys' feedback and your opinions. Leave them in the comment section below. And I want to showcase something here. It's called the Mile High Newsletter. It's something that I'm going to be putting out to my patrons and YouTube channel supporters. It's going to cover things like scouting reports, free agency updates, little spoilers, maybe some breadcrumbs to kind of lead you down a path to maybe think that I'm going to do one thing and maybe I do the other, that type of thing. Really, it's just trying to create a little bit more immersion, basically treating these little news articles as like blog posts or opinion pieces from beat reporters and the news. Really, that's kind of what this is all about. So guys, leave a like if you like this thing. I'll see you in the next one for the draft episode. And then, of course, we're going to get trade deadline moves in that episode as well. And that'll be a loaded one. That'll be one episode packaged together. And then we're going to get into the final second half push of the regular season. A lot of sim, maybe a debut from one of our top rookies, potentially. We'll see. But that's it for now. I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, thank you so much for watching, and peace.